Greetings and salutations. Sorry that I cannot be there in class this morning, but I am off learning all about the new SAT, which I will then be able to come back and tell you all about so that you can be brilliant when you take this test. In the meantime, I need you to be brilliant today and do the exercises that I've left for you. First, let's take a look at the sentence completions that you just completed. This is an example of an SAT sentence completion question. Because King Philip's desire to make Spain the dominant power in 16th century Europe ran counter to Queen Elizabeth's insistence on autonomy for England, blank was blank. Ran counter is the clue here. If something runs counter to you, that person is going against you. So words like warfare and conflict stand out. Would warfare be avoidable if they are running counter to one another? Not likely. The best answer here is D, that conflict was inevitable. Inevitable means you cannot avoid it. Question 2. It was fun to watch the building blow up and fall down, but I didn't realize it would blank the land afterwards. So here we're looking for what kind of word? That's right, a verb. What is it going to do to the land? It is going to devastate it. Question 3. Members of the research team were initially so adversarial that blank seemed impossible. The project's inauspicious start made its final success all the more blank. This is kind of a tough sentence. You've got a few words here that you may not know. Adversarial may sound unfamiliar to you, but you may have heard the word adversary. Adversary is a word that we use in comic books a lot to talk about the hero's, major villain. His adversary is the guy who goes against him. So, members of the research team were initially so adversarial would suggest that they were not getting along. If that is the case, what would be impossible? Collaboration and cooperation. Both of those require that people work together. Let's look at the second part of the sentence. The project's inauspicious start made its final success all the more blank. Well, if the team starts off fighting, what would be the success? A final success would be unlikely, it would be unexpected, it would be remarkable. The answer you should have chosen was E. Okay, last one. She cut a lock of her hair to give him as a blank to remember their relationship. He dropped the hair and said, yuck. This is a sentence from the vocabtest.com website using the vocab that you have learned earlier this year. She cut a lock of her hair to give him as a what? Something to remember their relationship. Keepsake. Keepsake is the answer. A keepsake is something that you keep to help you remember. So today's lesson is going to be in causation and correlation. You're going to need your notebooks to copy down these definitions. Causation is the relationship between cause and effect, causality. Write that down. Causation means one thing can be shown to cause another. Correlation is a mutual relationship or connection between two or more things. This means that two things can have a relationship, but one does not necessarily cause the other. That is why we say correlation does not imply causation. Huh? There's a famous example. The murder rate goes up when more ice cream is sold. You don't actually think ice cream causes murder, do you? It's not likely. So the increased sale of ice cream correlates with the increased rate of murder. That is, they both go up at the same time, but one does not cause the other. What are some other possible explanations for why the ice cream rate goes up at the same time as the murder rate? Well, there could be a convention of murderers in town and they all happen to like ice cream, but more likely, it's hot outside. It's probably summer. Heat causes people to get angry. Heat also causes people to want ice cream. It's really important when someone makes an argument that you assess their argument. You look at the logic behind what it is that they are saying. When someone makes an argument, you need to be able to tell the difference between causation and correlation. Very often, they are confused. People will look at two things that happen simultaneously and assume one causes the other. Frequently, this isn't true. Imagine a kid sitting at dinner saying, "I won't eat broccoli." Mom says, "Eat your broccoli." The little boy says, "No, I don't want to." There's a broccoli farm nearby, and the people there can eat as much as they want. And they're all fat. Broccoli must make you fat. What's the problem with this little boy's argument? He's assuming that because there is a lot of broccoli, and because there are a lot of fat people, one must cause the other. In fact, there is no causation here, simply correlation. We all know enough about nutrition to know that broccoli does not make people fat. Now, is all correlation bad? Flip the previous situation. Put soda in the place of the broccoli. Mom says, "Drink your soda." The boy says, "No, I don't want to. There's a soda factory nearby and the people there can drink as much as they want. And they're all obese. Soda makes you obese." Suddenly his argument doesn't sound so crazy, does it? Still, we are looking at correlation. But is it possible that there is causation as well? The bottom line is you need to use logic. Sometimes there is no absolute way to prove that one thing causes another. As a critical thinker, as an investigator, as a researcher, it's your job to ask questions. When two things correlate, ask yourself, are there other possible explanations? If you can eliminate the other possible reasons, sometimes a strong correlation is enough for you to draw a reasonable conclusion. As we move forward in our project about school food, you're going to be doing a lot of research, and I want you to be able to distinguish good research from bad, good arguments from weak arguments. So today, your assignment. First, you're going to get into groups of 3. Please choose your partners wisely. Who will challenge you? Who is not going to distract you? Who will help you to do your best work? Think about it carefully. Then, as a small group, you will work on a correlation and causation worksheet. Look at the 7 situations listed on the worksheet. Ignore the fact that this sheet starts with question 4. I intentionally did not give you numbers 1, 2, or 3. Talk to each other about each situation. Have a group member read the situation aloud and discuss. Is there correlation or causation going on? And then tell your teammates why you think so. See if you can come to consensus. Once you have finished the worksheet, you're going to turn to the article that you were supposed to read for homework. Fast Food Lowering Your Test Scores. This article was published in the New Haven magazine just last month. As a group, I want you to re-examine the article and the evidence that is given inside. If you don't have a copy of your article with you, I've left some with the substitute. Assess the evidence given in the article. Does the author use causation or correlation? If the author uses correlation, does the author use correlation wisely? Write one paragraph explaining why you think the author's argument is or is not worth listening to. This will give me an understanding of how well you are able to discriminate good information from bad. Again, I will miss you. I hope that you have a wonderful day today. And with that I say, love you, goodbye. Have an awesome Tuesday.